On game number 4. Property lead, 2 games to 1. In the upper left corner of the map, our yellow Zerg player from mYinsanity, Petraeus. And down to the bottom left from Property, the red Terran player, it's MorroW. Alright guys, so again, how is everyone doing? Hello War Dog Leader, how are you? Long time no see. Hello to you as well. How are you doing, man? Thanks for tuning in. Hello Memo also. Hello to everyone. All of a sudden, a bunch of people in the chat. Nice to see. Always nice to see. So again, the rosters today from mYinsanity, we still have Penguin and now Petraeus, who is out right now. So again, the potential to revive here. I guess what they'll do is they might. If Petraeus loses, I don't think they'll use their revive up. I think they'll just say, okay, we'll just send Penguin out and maybe accept that we've lost this one. But if Petraeus wins a couple of games, then loses, they'll probably use the revive to try and win the final game or so. I think that's my own opinion on how they're going to approach this. But you know, obviously I can be completely wrong. It's just my own guess. I think if I was team captain, that would be my own decision, but then again, I also don't know how many revives they've already used, whether they've already used a couple for whatever reason, or whatever. So again, from my point of view, if I had all 3 revives remaining, I think against a team like Property, that's the way I would sort of approach it at this point. Congratulations on graduating, thank you! I haven't really properly graduated yet though. I mean, my graduation is in July, but you know, more or less the same thing, right? You know, apart from turning up in a fancy hat and stuff, and getting given a. I don't even know what happens at my graduation. So out of touch. I've got no idea what happens. It should be exciting though. Kind of off topic. Every Zerg on an AZ is Roach or Lane or Ling Bling or Lane. I've only won 1 match this season with racks into 2CC bomber build. What you should do is you should just open with like a Banshee. Like even if you just open like you can open 3CC very quick and then straight into Banshee, and you don't even have to commit to club because it's such a great unit to just be able to pressure with, but it's so great defensively as well. Or just, you know, do what all other Terrans do and open with a Hellbat build. You can still play Bio off of a Hellbat opening, right? Like, you can just play a Hellbat opening with Banshees and that'll win you 90% of your games, and then you can just play Bio afterwards in case somehow a Zerg does actually survive. At least that's what all the Terrans have been telling me, or all the Zergs have been telling me is happening, you know, Hellbat builds. Anyways, we are getting into the start of this game. I mean, it's a bit of a slow opening. Command Center first, going up against a gasless opening from the Zerg. It's just a hatchery into a pool. First couple of Zerglings are finally out on the map as the first 2 Queens are about to pop up as well. So, I mean, kind of nothing really super exciting to talk about. Petraeus has found where his opponent is, and he's just heading down here to try and see if these 2 links can get anything done, but I really don't expect them to be able to. I mean, there's a Marine already out, and I mean, they might be able to grab an SCV if MorroW's not paying attention, and oh, well, he isn't, and he just loses an SCV, and a Mule under fire for a couple of minutes. Actually, maybe if he'd went straight onto the SCV and decided to go onto the SCV, he might have been able to pick a second one up, but getting 1 SCV straight away here is a pretty solid way to open. He's actually going to sneak back in and again just try and pick off this Mule. I mean, any kind of damage, any kind of waste of mine time, I guess, is a little bit of an added extra. He only loses 2 Zerglings, which I suppose aren't super important early on in this game. You do see the factory on the way up here, refinery as well, and the 3rd CC is on the way up next to the main. So, all good so far. Some standard stuff coming out of MorroW. Just a 3CC build straight into double engineering base, so not messing around at all. Very greedy, variant of this TVC build, just straight into all of his upgrades, all of his economy, not many units. And we see Roachroar on the way down for Petraeus, so is he going to look to try and punish MorroW here? Is he going to go and do something a little bit aggressive? Well, he starts a lair, so most likely not. He's just going to be looking for a Roach play with 1-1 upgrades. So he's not going to punish MorroW instantly. No, I'm not sure. It's been a long time since I've seen such a greedy build out of a Terran, and I'm not sure. I think it might still work out well here for Petraeus, because he's going to go for a big 1-1 Roach timing, you would have to imagine, and that's going to hit just about when the production of MorroW is starting to kick in. So he will have an opportunity here to get some damage done, most definitely. First two Hellions across the map to spot this third base. Not much else for them to do right now, not much else for them to see. I guess they could approach the natural and they'd see a couple of evolution chambers. In fact, they've already seen that. Can't get far enough in to see the roach roar on those, so not really too much else for them to be doing right now. And these lines just falling back towards the center of the map and just going to be chilling out here for a little while longer. And again, I mean, you can see the barracks, the extra barracks aren't on the way up just yet, so it's going to be just now that they start coming up. 1-1 is 100 seconds away from completion, so I mean, we're talking, yeah, I mean, by the time you add a reactor onto this, 1-1's going to be finished. So the reactors are going to finish. Okay, I guess because he's building on reactors though, so it doesn't really matter. So he's going to have what, like 5 Marines plus whatever he gets out of the first barracks. He's not going to have a lot. He's really not going to have a lot. I guess it might be 10 Marines. Starts up with Marauder as well, so Marauder seems to have a rough idea something's going on. Absalom Bunker too, as these Hellions over to the right hand side here. Starting to get a little bit of damage done, just trying to roast away at these couple of queens. Roach has turned around for a couple of moments there. Roach speed's on the way, it's building at such a time so it'll line up with that 1-1 upgrade. Those 1-1 upgrades so you can move across the map with it. These roaches are, a lot of roaches being made, so again this is a definite timing coming in from Petraeus, but has MorroW's greed paid off? You know, has he had enough time for this to really pay off for him? He'll have 1-1, yes, okay, so upgrades are going to be even. Will his production have had time to kick in? That's the real question. I think if Marauder's here, he's going to be okay. He's already got 2 out, a third on the way. A lot of it, I suppose, also depends on how fast he pulls SCVs to repair this bunker, because if this bunker goes down super quickly, then there's not much to stop Petraeus just taking down one of these depots and moving through and picking off the Marauders. And a single Marine spots this straight away, so Petraeus is forced immediately to move forwards here. He's just going to target down that depot, and he is going to be able to take down the bunker despite the SCVs being there. These roaches not able to move through just yet, and this is really nice because the stim now being used, the Marauders not being picked off, but a lot of SCVs are going down. Petraeus is droning up behind this, which is exactly what he does need to do. And just starting to kite away now, get a little bit more out of these roaches. He's actually done a lot of damage, but at the same time, to the top side of the map, these Hellions move forwards, they're Hellbats, and they're trying to take down this third base. 23 Quirkers killed by Petraeus, all of his roaches lost, and we do have these Hellbats still alive to the north side. Zerglin speed on the way, Bane's down, Bane's speed on the way as well, so we're seeing a transition out of this roach play by Petraeus. MorroW has held on, he took a lot of damage, and I'd say it's kind of just reset the game a little bit. I mean, MorroW's still going to be way far ahead in upgrades. No +2 carapace yet for Petraeus, and +1 melee, of course, only halfway done because he did invest in +1 missiles originally. Whereas for MorroW, 2-2 is over halfway done at this point, so upgrades are looking great for MorroW. He's only 10 workers behind at this point. He forced a lot of lost mining time on that third base with those Hellbats, and yeah, I mean, his greedy opening has paid off. He's still in a fantastic position at this point in time. Marauders just going to sit back behind this wall, and again, I mean, once the first couple of medevacs come out, it's going to have a pretty nice time to move across the map. I mean, Mutalisks are going to be very much so delayed based on, you know, the way in which Petraeus opened. So with the Mutas being delayed, there's nothing to really stop MorroW from moving across the map. You know, he doesn't have to be afraid of anything, so he can really move across the map with everything, and he's going to have 2-2 finishing, combat shields finishing. It's a nice timing for him to get across the map and do some damage. I mean, 2-2 upgrades. It's going to be an entire set of upgrade advantage for him so early on. It's actually kind of crazy. This Overlord is eventually going to fall here, surely. There it goes. Blocked this third CC from landing for quite some time, so I mean, that's something right now. I'm really surprised MorroW isn't already moving across the map, though. I mean, I really feel as though he's got such an opportunity now. I mean, he had that first attack, only really losing SCVs, but it didn't slow him down at all, because again, you know, Petraeus had to commit to, you know, roaches instead of drones to make that attack happen, so again, Petraeus had to find some damage, and at this point in time, MorroW moving across the map, ahead in supply by about 20 supply as well. He's 72 army supply to now 47. I mean, there's a lot of banelings out, a little bit of run by as well, but this run by is actually not really achieving all too much at all. And in fact, these Zerglins is trading away so inefficiently, but MorroW's pulling back, he's not committing forwards. Again, I really feel this is his timing to try and get something done. He is at least scanning and cleaning up some creep. Starting to move towards this fourth base. A lot of Balins here. Can MorroW trade against this? That's going to be the question. These first Balins don't really do too much. I mean, connecting against just a couple of Marines on the low ground. not the best. Marauders now leading the way, and that's going to force these Banelings to take some damage as they start to move forwards here. That fourth base under attack, and Petraeus is going to let it finish. He's now got his army stuck over to the left hand side. He's adding in some Corruptors as Bane is moving towards Marauders, not what he wants to be doing, and he's just so many Marines in the back here for Marauders still. Corruptors start to move forwards, and again, what can these Banelings get done as we see, I mean, they're going to clean up the majority of the Marines, but there's actually a lot of Marauders left. I guess the medevacs go down, so the Marauders without healing can't do too much. Linger streaming in should just about clean this up, but he has reinforcements in the form of a couple of medevacs as well, but maybe not enough Marines, maybe not enough Frontier to really deal with these Corruptors to keep their medevacs alive. There's a few more reinforcements though, and altogether this army looks, together this army looks a lot stronger. As he's going to pull back for a moment. In you in the chat cheering on MorroW, saying Terran is going to win, and honestly, I'm on your side right now, buddy. MorroW is looking fantastic right in this bot. His free, right now upgrades have just evened up. The free is on the way for MorroW. He's going to have free, and he's going to have the opportunity to continue pushing this advantage. We see this again, this Corruptor style coming in from Petraeus, and we saw this a lot at the start of the year from Dark. But he did it a few times and then kind of stopped doing it. I mean, I guess we don't see as many Terran players playing bios nowadays, so I'm really intrigued to see how this works out. I mean, obviously the idea of this is that instead of you don't commit as much supply to these Corruptors as you do to the as you do to Mass Muir. They're very sturdy, so they don't die so much against Marines. And they can also take down the medevacs, so they're really great at, like, flying into medevacs. Of course, the problems are they're slow, and they're not, one of the most useless. Oh, I can't speak again. Sorry. One of the most useful things for use muters for is of course also just cleaning up mines nice and effectively. So that's something you don't really have the possibility to do. Something we see Terrans sometimes do against this sort of size add-on a couple of siege tanks, and against a Roach Bane composition, which is what this mostly is, it can work out really, really well. Attacks are fantastic against this sort of thing. I mean, this engagement that's going on right now is a fairly even fight so far. It looks as though Petraeus will just about push this back, and MorroW is going to kite his heart out. Reinforcements coming in, and well, he's starting to use his medevacs to these Corruptors. He's staying ahead of supply, and these Roaches starting to dwindle here again. Then the Roaches only have +1 attack and +3 attack and armor on this bio. Makes it very hard here for Petraeus. Next set of Banelings starting to come forward here. These Corruptors still alive, so again, they're really beefy, and again, they're doing a great job. They're taking down so many of these medevacs, really keeping that medevac count low. Petraeus just going GG out here. I don't really disagree with him. You may say it's a bit preemptive. I mean, he's only 30 supply down, but I don't really think it was actually getting too much better for him.